they moved on, after they expanded, let's go in here. This is the mud room. This was their first add-on. And this was actually the entrance to their house. So, that is my grandmother. This was here. Yeah, yeah. This is where they would first come in, and then this was a covered end. Yeah. So when they would first come in, this is where they would wash up. So something we do with the kids. We work with a lot of school groups, and when we work with the school groups, we talk about what it was like without running water, electricity, different things like that. So we do a laundry exhibit with the kids, and so they actually have to see how it was like and what life was like at the turn of the century. And then when we did restore this building, we found a lot of needles and thumb tacks, all kinds of things over in this corner. So we think this is where Miss Sikes actually did her sewing. And then this was a covered, this room here, and we're going to the parlor. And in the late 1870s, they actually had a 3-bedroom house delivered out here on horse and carriage. And so this part of the house was different, and they left this as a breezeway and then covered it in. So the master bedroom and the children's bedroom was right over here. And about that time, Zenas Sikes, he was the father, got kicked by a horse and broke his leg. And it was a very slow recovery for him. But he did recover, and about a year later, he got kicked again right in the same place. And they had to amputate his leg, and soon after that, he did pass away. And one of the back bedrooms, there's a little bit of but during that back and actually find this wallpaper. She also got a lot of the fancy furnishing. So when the Sikes family, when this was an active farmstead, they were mainly wheat farmers. That's how they made most of their money in the wheat farming. But after Zenas Sikes passed away, she wasn't able to keep up with the wheat. Her children were already married and had families of their own. So she got into more of the dairy industry. And you guys see that building out there? If you've noticed it, there's a little outbuilding right there. When you leave, it has 2 roofs. And it's also made of Adobe. That's where they kept the milk. If you can actually walk inside and you'll feel how cool it is. And there, so that was their kind of refrigerator. But the problem was that she could not support her lifestyle, even with that life insurance money. So the house did go into probate in the late 1880s. And because it did, that's how we knew exactly what was in her house.
When was it sealed?
So it was 1872. Yeah, and so the Sikes family was out by like the mid 1890s. But we know, and we also have all of her diary records and also all the letters she sent to her family. So that's how we were really able to get to know, piece together what life was like. And what's really unique about this house is it's a middle-class working family house. It's one of the last of its kind. So if you go to Old Town or different things like that, that's upper class. So this is an actual working farmstead. And again, when we work with a lot of school groups, we work out in the gardens, and then on Sundays we have a farmer's market here, so then the volunteers and the students all sell the different fruit and vegetables that they raise here on the property. So we'll go into the next room. This is the exhibit room. This was the master bedroom. And these are all artifacts that we believe are original French Sikes family. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Mrs. Sikes was divorced for anybody.
I know. Oh yeah, yeah. So this is a classic picture up here of this is what the house looks like, and this we do believe that this was Zena Sikes. And then when we first came, this was the in 2000. This was the condition of the house. So for pretty much 100 years, this house was still in operational. It became a cattle ranching farm. So a lot of the hired hands lived in this house. In the 60s, it was owned. Well, it was rented out by a family, and I actually had the grandson come the other day and tell me about what it was like. And this is his grandfather right here in this picture, Francisco. And so he was a cattle rancher, so where they would play, different things like that. And this is the front of the house. You see the two palm trees? That indicated that this is where they lived and the entrance to their house. So you'll find a lot of those. And so anyhow, we spent all this money. We restored the house to what it was like, and then, like I said, the fire came through and burnt it to the ground. There's another here. So this was all that was remaining after the fire. But like I said, luckily we were able to rebuild. And so I'll go into the other room, and then if you guys want to come in here and kind of read some more details about the ancestors of the Sikes family and what it was like, there's a lot of really interesting.
Do you know what direction that's going in? What is that?
Yes. So this was the town of Bernardo, and that was actually this way.
South?
Yep. Yeah, and he was a postmaster for, Zena Sikes was a postmaster in the town of Bernardo for a while. And if you look at that map, it shows where the town was.
Do you know if there's any connection to the San Pasqual, the winery that's there in San Pasqual Valley? Because that was Seventh-day Adventist. So were they Seventh-day Adventists perhaps?
Not that I'm aware of. But if on Sundays our docents run these, and our docents know just about everything. So I would definitely recommend coming back on a Sunday.
I wonder how close they were as far as this place compared to the San Pasqual place.
Yeah.
That was right out in the middle. There's vineyard and then
Yeah, it was